Hello and welcome to my class. Thank you for clicking on this link on this video. So we'll do a little bit of yoga together today, and I put together a sequence that I'm hoping is nice and calming and centering, because right now it's certainly some crazy times. So it's a little bit challenging, so definitely if you regularly use blocks or a strap, have those with you. Set your space so that you're comfortable. Make sure the temperature in the room is nice. And I specifically left music off of this video so that you can play your own. I know Spotify's got some great yoga playlists I use all the time, or if you have something that you're really into and enjoying right now, please feel free to get some speakers and turn that on now. Create a nice, comfortable environment for yourself. I want to start this practice with a little bit of breath work. One thing it can really do for you is just clear and calm the mind. It tricks your nervous system into being into more control over that panic mode. And I think, you know, the energy in the world right now, everything that's going on, I thought that that was a really great place to start for today. So come to your mat, find a comfortable seat. Put your hands on your knees. They can be down if you need a little bit of grounding. They can be up if you need to receive some mental clarity. If you're really not into that aspect of yoga, you can kind of do whatever you want with them. Just make sure that you're comfortable. And we're gonna just start with some deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. And you're really just paying attention to your breath here. We're not starting anything in particular. Just make sure that you're connecting and you feel your natural breath here. You can close your eyes if that feels good. Notice if you start to feel a little bit calmer. Take a few more breaths, keep breathing in and out. We're going to start moving into Kapalabhati breaths. So what that is a quick, sharp breath out through the nose, and you're going to pull your stomach in and up. And you do that a little bit quicker, and then you'll naturally breathe back in, so you don't really have to focus on that. Just focus on a sharp breath out and pulling that stomach in and up. We want to build a little bit of fire down here so we can get ready to start moving. So take a nice deep breath all the way in and all the way out. And when you're ready, start your Kapalabhati breath. Start to return to a natural breath. Breathe 3/4 of the way in and hold. Take another sip of breath in and release. You can come back to your natural breath, and we're going to move into a child's pose here. So your knees can spread wide. If that's more comfortable, you can keep them in. Really stretch through the arms here.
Push your hips down to the ground. In the next inhale, we're going to walk our hands over to the right side. Now the goal here is to stretch the left side body. So you're really kind of pushing through the right arm and almost pulling with the left, and keep that left hip pushing towards the ground. Few breaths here. Next inhale, walk your hands back to center, and exhale, move to the left side. Same thing here, we're looking at stretching the right side body. Keep the right hip pushing towards your heels. And just kind of find a little movement, take a few more breaths. And next inhale, walk your hands back to center, and we'll come up to tabletop here. So you have the shoulders stacked directly above the wrists, hips over the knees. And we're going to take a few cat-cows. So on the inhale, you're going to arch your back, butt towards the sky, and look up. And exhale, round the spine, tuck the pelvis under. Inhale, look up. And exhale, tuck. Now, at your own pace, continue with that pattern, but you can add a little bit of movement here. So you can kind of wiggle the hips from side to side. You can go in circles. Whatever feels good, we're just warming up the spine. So try to move it in a few different directions. Let's stretch the wrists out really quickly. So come back to a neutral spine, and you're going to take the hands and turn them out to the side and all the way back to face your knees. So your fingertips should be pointing towards your knees. And we're just going to sit back, let those hands slowly roll back all the way. And come back up, we'll do one more of those. I love this one, especially if you're a climber. Although I don't know how many people are doing a lot of climbing these days, but but that's a really good one for that. So this time we're going to take our palms and we're going to flip our hands so that the back of your hand is on the mat. And again, kind of sit back, and we're just going to roll. Those knuckles crack, that's okay. Just warming up the wrists a little bit. All right, it's back to neutral spine, tabletop. And then on your next inhale, you're going to place the right fingertips to the front of the mat and the left toes to the back of the mat. And exhale and inhale, lift up. Try to find some balance here. And once you feel comfortable here, take an inhale and lengthen, and exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee, round up, really lift the knee into the chest. Inhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, in. Inhale, lengthen, one more. Exhale, tuck that in, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then I want you to place your fingertips at the front, the leg at the back. Take your left leg and move it to the outside of your right. Place your right hand back underneath your shoulder and turn and see if you can see the back of your foot. So again, we're stretching that left side body here. Make sure the hips stay in line and push your heel out to the outside of you. And exhale, bring it back to center. Inhale, we'll place the left fingertips to the top of the mat, right foot back. One breath and inhale, reach it up. Get your balance here. Suck your tummy in. Next inhale, we're going to lengthen and exhale, crunch it in, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch, really pull that knee up into your chest. Lengthen. Exhale, crunch. One more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze it in, hold it, hold it, hold it. And place your hand back down, leg goes back. Take your right foot to the outside of your left and look over your left shoulder. Push your heel out to the outside of your mat and get a nice stretch in the right side body. I love this one. And exhale, come back to center. And then on your next inhale, tuck your toes and push back to down dog. So we're just working into our down dog. Your heels do not have to touch the ground. Pedal the legs out. Just get the body moving. Make sure you're really pushing through the balls of your hand and your fingertips so you're not dumping weight into your wrists. And really think about pushing the kneecaps to the back of the room. And then on your next inhale, walk the feet to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, roll all the way up, one vertebrae at a time. Hands come to the sky. And exhale, hands to heart center. So from here, we're going to move into a little bit of sun salutation. We're going to start getting the body warm. Do a few vinyasas. And then we're ready to go. So, make sure that you are pushing down through the four corners of your feet here. And the pelvis is slightly tucked under. On your next inhale, rise, slight back bend. And exhale, dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, we'll go down into chaturanga so you can step back to your plank and lower down all the way to the ground, if you like. And baby cobra. Inhale. And then exhale, down dog. Hold here for just a few breaths. As we're moving through these sun salutations, it's really important that you stay with your own breath. So if I'm moving at a different pace than you, please don't worry. Just move with your own breath. Every move is one breath. So I'm going to start adding a little bit more, I guess, complicated movements here. If you like, keep walking to your hands and walking back to plank. You can take a baby cobra like we just did. You do not have to kind of level up some of these moves. Do whatever you're comfortable with. But I am going to do a full sun salutation, so if that's what's in your practice, follow along. Your next inhale, look to the front of your mat, come to your toes, bend the knees, and hop to your hands, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, jump, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take a breath here. When you jump back to chaturanga, please make sure you're not jumping back to a plank with your hands or your arms completely straight and your elbows locked out. Make sure you're jumping with your elbows bent. And inhale, jump to your hands. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more, and then we'll add a little more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale up to the hands and jump to the top of your mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a breath here. And we're going to add a little bit more. Same thing though, please stay with your own breath. The inhale will come into chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Now inhale, right foot forward, swivel the heel down, warrior one. And exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right heel down, warrior one. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. We're going to do two more at that same pace. Right here is your chance to catch your breath. So really try to move with your breath, knowing that you do have a little bit of a break. You can use this opportunity to stretch out anything that your body feels that you need. And look forward. Inhale, jump to the top of your mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, your vinyasa. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right foot forward, warrior one. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left foot forward, warrior one. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Now here's your break. Stretch it out. You can take a real quick child's pose if you need it. You can take a child's pose whenever you want, honestly. Just listen to your own body. You're in the comfort of your own home, so definitely nobody's judging you right now. And on your next inhale, look forward and step or hop to the front of your mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms to the sky, slight back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take your vinyasa. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right foot forward, warrior one. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left foot steps forward, warrior one. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Here's your break. Hopefully you're feeling warm by now, because this is our last sun salutation, then we'll move into some other stuff. Always come back to your breath. If you need to, you can take a deep inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Now on your next inhale, look forward, step or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, we're going to come right into chair. Hang out here for a few breaths. Make sure your big toes are touching. Your heels should be slightly apart here. Make sure your knees aren't coming over your toes. You should be able to see and wiggle your toes. When I wiggle my toes, my fingers go too. That's not a part of the practice. That's just what happens. And on your next exhale, twist to your right. Your left elbow can hook onto the right knee. And take a quick peek at your knees. Make sure that they're in line. That's going to keep your hips in line as well. Breathe here. And exhale back to center. Don't stand up. We got this. You got this. Exhale to the left. Hook that elbow and twist. Check in with your knees. Make sure your hips are in line. Sit back. A few more breaths and we got this. And forward fold. You can walk your feet apart just a little bit. And we can take ragdoll, so either grab opposite elbows or in forward fold I really like to interlace my fingers and grab at the base of the skull. And give a little pressure there. It's really nice, just tractions out the back. One more breath here. Place the hands on the mat. Set the feet together. Look forward, inhale, halfway lift. And exhale. You can go back to down dog or take a vinyasa. I like my vinyasas. If you want an added challenge, come back down through chaturanga, push up into down dog. So you can always add that every single vinyasa we take. If you want that extra push up, then add that right there. Next inhale, the right leg comes up. Stack the hips on top of each other, bend the knee, and we'll take a couple hip circles. My hips always get really tight, so I love this one. Go in one direction, and then switch. And send that leg straight back. And then bring the right knee to the right elbow and hold. Switch it to the left elbow and hold. And step that foot between the hands. Come up for warrior one. Swivel the back foot down. Try to keep those hips facing forward. Back foot should be about 45-degree angle. And take a breath here. And we'll open up into warrior two. I like to move my feet a little bit so the heel of my front foot should be in line with the arch of my back foot. And we'll go over that front fingers. Next inhale, take a reverse warrior. Sink into the front knee. Make sure it's bent. And next inhale, side angle. Now that top arm can be pointed towards the front of the mat. Or you can kind of take it out wide, stretch out the shoulder and those pectoral muscles. And bring it on back. You can come back into warrior two here. Stand up all the way, toes face front to the side of the mat. And then we'll do a wide leg forward fold, so interlace your fingers behind you and then fold at the waist. And those hands can reach toward the floor in front of you. See how far you can get them. This pose is supposed to be very calming. I was looking up for what are some of the best poses to do for remaining calm. And focusing on your breath, doing one of these every now and again is definitely a good way to help with that. Next inhale, place your hands on your hips. You bend your knees slightly and slowly roll up. And turn the right foot forward to the front of the mat. Keep the legs straight, and we're going to move into triangle or trikonasana. So you're going to take the hips and tilt them all the way back first. Put your arms out wide and reach, 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 reach to the front of the room before then you turn for triangle. Look up. Now you can stay here, but if you want to add a little extra abdominal challenge, we are going to lift the bottom arm to the front of the room and the front. This one's not easy, but see if you can hold it for 2 more breaths. And come back into warrior 2. And windmill the arms down into your vinyasa, whatever that means. You can keep the foot lifted. Go all the way down. You can take a child's pose. Back through, add a push-up, whatever you need today. And the next inhale, lift the left leg high, stack the hips, bend the knee, and circle it out. You can take whatever movement feels good here. If you're circling, switch directions. Bring that leg back to the back. Take an inhale, stretch it long. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Left knee, right elbow. And step the foot between the hands. Back heel swivels down, come up, warrior 1. And next inhale, warrior 2. Adjust your feet. Make sure your heel's in line with that back arch. And inhale, reverse. Remember, keep that front knee bent here. And exhale, side angle. Open up the arm if you want that stretch. And bring it right back. Come on up. Turn the feet to the side of the mat. Switch around right here. And then this time, you can interlace your fingers behind your back. We're going to take a wide leg forward fold. So go ahead and do that if that's your preference. Or if you want to take whatever binder, whatever hands you want here, you can. Put them behind the base of the skull again. You can take your peace fingers and grab your big toe. That one's pretty good if you want a little bit of an extra stretch and more room to kind of pull your weight down. And we'll be here for a few breaths. And the next inhale, hands to the waist. Slowly roll on up. Now point your left foot forward. Make sure it's your left because I will be facing the opposite direction. Keep those legs straight. You might want to walk those feet in together a little bit more closely. And we're moving into triangle. So hips go first. Reach with the front arm as far as you can before you twist. And if you're going for the challenge, if you did it on the other side, you have to do it on this side. So bring those arms up for 3 breaths. And come back to warrior 2. And windmill the arms down. Take your vinyasa here. And come forward into plank. And take the right knee, right elbow. See if you can get it above that elbow, all the way to the tricep. Move it over to the left elbow as high as you can. And then kick it out. The left arm comes up for Wild Thing. And exhale. Come on back. I won't make you do another vinyasa because we're going to do that on the left side. So stay in plank for 1 more breath. And on your next inhale, left knee, left tricep as high as you can. And over to the right elbow. And kick it out for Wild Thing. Inhale, come back to plank. And now take a vinyasa. If you're tired of the vinyasas, you can take a child's pose, or you can go directly back to down dog. Come onto the toes, bend the knees, inhale, look to the front of the mat, and step or hop to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. And now we're going to move into some balance poses. So, right knee comes up and grab the shin. Now this is a perfectly acceptable place to stay through this whole series. If you can, take the right arm, grab the outside of the right leg. Now if you can hold this here without really like dumping your hips, then extend the right leg. Again, my hips are square here. And if you can't hold this and keep your hips in relatively good alignment, then just stay with that knee bent. And if that knee is bent, you can take it to the outside. And same if it's straight. And just hold here. Here's a place to focus on your breath. You can find your drishti, or your reference point, to help you balance. You always want to keep the lower abdominals in tight, especially when you balance. That's going to help a lot. 2 more breaths. Bring the leg back to center, but hold it right here. Release the arm, but hold that leg up. Keep holding that leg up. Keep holding that leg up. Whew, that burns. Okay, lower it on down. And come into tree. So for tree, you can have your leg on your thigh. You can have it on your calf. You can have it touching the ground if that's more comfortable, but do not put it next to your knee. Don't do this. Definitely big no-no. Okay? And bring your hands to heart center again. Find your drishti. You can keep your hands in whatever kind of mudra that you'd like. And then lift the arms up. You can have your tree open. Open your branches. Now, here what I want you to do is see if you can walk your drishti, your gaze, up as high as you can go and keep your balance. You can look at the ceiling, see if you can add a little back bend. Awesome. And exhale, hands to heart center. Now, keep that leg lifted. We're gonna peel the foot off the leg, and the leg comes behind you. Now, take your palm to the outside, grab the inside of your foot, and we'll move into dancer. So dancer starts by pushing that right foot into your hand. That's the real kind of power of this pose. You're pushing your foot back, and then the rest follows. You have your balance, you can lean forward, but make sure you keep pushing. Try to keep those hips square to the ground if you can. You push a little bit higher. And keep that leg raised, but fold down to the ground for standing splits. Whew. Now you can use the ground to kind of help push your leg up there. You can grab the back of the calf and see if you can balance. If you grab the calf, you probably won't get your leg as high. That's okay. One more breath here. And forward fold. And walk it out. I need to kind of roll out the ankle. Now let's step your palms underneath your feet for gorilla. You can bend your knees here. You want your chest on your knees. And then this gives you like really nice little hand massage. And wiggle your toes. And slowly, next inhale, roll on up. And we'll move to the other side. So right leg on the ground, and left knee to chest. Grab the knee. Stay here if you need to. You want a little more, grab the outside of the left foot. And straighten that leg. And next inhale, knee or straight leg, move it out to the side. Squeeze your lower abdominals, help keep your balance. And exhale, bring that leg back to center. Release the arm, but keep the leg up. Keep holding that leg up. One more breath. And release. And moving into tree pose. Put your foot wherever is comfortable, on the toes on the floor, on your calf, or in the thigh, but not the knee. hands you like. Kind of open up your tree. And take a mudra of your choice. And slowly walk your drishti, walk your gaze up. And if you can, go all the way to the ceiling. Try to take a back bend here. Keep those abdominals engaged. And exhale, hands to heart center. Peel that foot off of the leg, keep it lifted. Foot goes back behind you. Left palm goes back to the inside of the left foot. And you're gonna push the foot into the hand. Focus on pushing the foot into the hand. If you have that and you have your balance, you can start to tilt forward. And if you lose your balance, that's totally fine. Shake it out. Do a bunch of balance poses back to back. It's pretty difficult. One more breath. And forward fold. Keep that leg lifted for standing splits. Push a little bit further. And release. Shake it out, walk it out. Roll out that right ankle. Whew. And take ragdoll here, grab opposite elbows. Shake the head, yes. And no. And then we are going to step back to down dog. And come into plank. And we're going to lower all the way down to the ground. Can wiggle the heels back and forth. The lower back, a little bit of a stretch, a little some movement, because we're going to work into wheel from here. So if you don't have wheel, we'll start with a couple bridges, and you can absolutely stay there. If you have a block, you should grab a block and flip over to your back, like all the way down. So you're going to take your block and put that in between your knees. Now this is going to help keep your hips in line, because you don't want to like kind of splay those hips out when we're moving into wheel. So if you don't have a block, just think about kind of squeezing your knees together. They shouldn't be touching, they should be hip width distance, but just think about making sure you're keeping your knees squeezed in, and to make sure your heels and your fingertips touch on the mat. And on the next inhale, lift the hips up. You can walk your arms underneath your back and clasp your hands, and you're pushing through those hips. And next exhale, come on down, slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Now Now you can stay there, keep the block between your knees, but if you want a little bit more, remove the block, and we're gonna work on lifting each leg. So, my fingertips touch my heels. Next, inhale, lift the heels up. Walk your hands under into your bridge, and then really push into the left leg. You're gonna draw the right knee in and extend up. Think about keeping that left knee in as if you were squeezing that block. And put it down. One breath. Next, inhale, left knee in and extend up. You're squeezing that block with the right knee. And come on down. Okay, so last one here. We'll go into a full wheel. If you have it, you can do bridge again. Go up into your bridge and next inhale if you have it. Your wheel, put your hands, fingertips facing the shoulders up by your head. And next inhale, push to the top of your head and then all the way up. Now if you're in your bridge, you can practice lifting each leg. If you're comfortable in your wheel, lift the right leg all the way up. And down. And inhale, left leg up. And down. Now slowly come back out of it the same way you came in. Lower one vertebrae at a time. And you're going to walk your feet out to the outside of the mat and knees come to touch. Just take a nice quick rest here. Come back to your breath. In through the nose, out through the nose. Think about maybe some stressful times, and you can use this breath, focusing on the breath, to just kind of come back to yourself, step out of that panic mode. And lower the legs down. And we're going to move into some abs from here. So, inhale, up, into boat. So for boat, there's a couple of different modifications. You can have your hands behind your thighs. Try not to use them, but if you need a little extra support, you can keep them there. If you want a little bit more, you can straighten the legs. And we're going to hold here for 3 breaths. Hug the knees back in. Take another breath. And inhale, come back up into your boat. And exhale, come all the way down to low boat. So your heels and your arms, your shoulder blades are also off the ground here. For 2 breaths. And back up. And let's just do that one more time. Because why not? And back up. And hug the legs in, rock it on back. And on your inhale, you're gonna take a couple of rocks and come up to seated. And then we're gonna do go wide leg boat. So grab the outsides of the feet and first kind of come up to see if you can balance on your tailbone. And you can stay here, that's fine. But when you go into the full pose, put your right leg straight out and your left leg out. And you're really squeezing the lower abdominals to balance here. And you want to make sure that you're not rounding through your back. You want to keep that back nice and straight. Now you can hold here if you want a little fun added challenge. This is just something to play with. It took me a couple of times to get this, so definitely don't be discouraged. But you're going to keep this position, roll all the way back, and see if you can come back up. So ideally, you're not bending the knees, breaking the spine, you're staying straight, and you're just using your abs to kind of land you like exactly where you want to be. So rock back and back up. And you need enough momentum to do it, but not too much that you push yourself all the way forward. One more time. And back up. And come into a seat. And I really like that one. That's something that you can kind of just practice when you're bored. Definitely a challenge. So yeah, enjoy. Try that again sometime. Inhale, legs out in front of you. And we're gonna do some forward folds, but a lot of times I think it's a bit easier if you kind of move some of the extra like meat from your seat. Just gives you a little bit more space to fold forward. So inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Make sure you're folding at the waist and keeping the spine straight. You don't want to curve. If you can only fold to here, fold to here, but don't kind of crunch in. So your tailbone shouldn't feel like it's tucked under. If you do have nice flexible hamstrings and your forward fold is pretty good, you can grab a block if you have it. And inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Just gives you a little bit of extra space to kind of help grab and pull you forward. Do a few more breaths here, always on the inhale, lengthen. Exhale, see if you can fold a little bit deeper. Inhale, roll back up. And move that block if you have it. And then we're going to come all the way back. Move on back. Hug your right knee into your chest. Give it a little bit of love. And you're going to pull your right knee all the way over to your left. You can move your hips so that they step a little bit and look to your right. You can keep the legs straight if that helps, but you do want to make sure that your right shoulder stays on the ground. It's not as important to get your right knee to touch the other side, but we do want to keep the shoulder on the ground. And take a few breaths here. And come back to center. Straighten the right leg and bring the left knee into the chest. Nice little hug. And pull that left knee over to the right side. Again, stacking the hips and keeping, you can look over to your left, keeping the left shoulder on the ground. And come back to center. And bring the bottoms of the feet to touch and let the knees splay out. And you're gonna bring the arms kind of like into a horse. So you're gonna push against the thighs and straighten the arms all the way. Should give you a lot of space in the lower back. And breathe. And from here, we will move into our Shavasana, our final resting pose. So take a couple of breaths to take whatever else you might need before that. And take a happy baby and rock back and forth. And then if you have anything at home, like a bolster or a blanket, and that might be comfortable to you, you can grab those now. I usually like a bolster under my legs. Another nice one is taking a block right in between the shoulder blades, long ways. Now make sure you're going to be comfortable here for, a couple of minutes. So if this is too much for, say, 5 or 10 minutes, then don't use it, but maybe hang out here for a few breaths. And then find your way into your final resting pose. So because this is just an online video and we unfortunately aren't able to be, in a class together, I'll walk you into a really nice Shavasana, but then I will have the video ring a bell after about 5 minutes. And then you can kind of come out of it however you like. And again, I will sound a bell on this video so that you know when 5 minutes is ended. And please take your time and listen to your body and either stay a little bit longer or come out, and make sure you always give yourself a little thank you for coming to your mat today and giving your body some nourishment. So laying on the ground, do a little check-in with your body. Nice body scan. So we'll start with the very top of the head and the forehead. Make sure that all the muscles are relaxed, letting everything go. The eyelids are soft, the mouth is slightly open, the tongue can touch the back of your teeth, and there's no clenching of your jaw. The muscles are relaxed. Your shoulders melt down to the mat, to the floor. Your arms splay open and are heavy. Check in
body melts into the ground. Your hips are heavy. Your thighs roll to the outside. Your calves relax. And your feet are totally relaxed. Everything melts away. This time is for you.